Hey everybody, this is Steve Kodad. As you can see by the title, everyone needs the help of a Feng Shui expert. And that doesn't have to be in real estate. It doesn't have to be in any particular way. But you'll find out that everybody really just needs to find out they need Feng Shui help, a Feng Shui expert. So this video is about that. I'm going to show you a lot of possible niches that you can fill, and they're very lucrative. Some people fill more than one, but our school loves to give this information out to our students. And I know they really appreciate it because it really does help them get started quickly. So our school is called the Intrinsic School of Feng Shui. Myself and my partner, Lisa Alban, created this school over 4 years ago, and it trains and certifies both new consultants, brand new professionals like myself, and there's the logo of what we give out. We give the portion with it being in the white background and transparent, and the same with for real estate professionals. There's the logo, and again, you get both of those two. So those are the people that we primarily train. And we would love to have anybody that is interested in Feng Shui and learning more about Feng Shui to definitely contact us. This video is about potential. A lot of folks have no idea the potential behind being certified in Feng Shui. So I want to make sure that I give you an awful lot of different ideas, but it's really not limited to what I'm going to tell you. It's really limited by how creative you are. I like to use LinkedIn. And so I did some searches about some categories, some folks that are on there who definitely need Feng Shui help. Who definitely would be somebody for you to prospect that. Here's one of many. And I brought these both up because to me, they're both sort of intertwined. Office evaluator, staff productivity. One of the things that we get involved with, and if you choose to also get trained, can get involved with, is the idea of helping businesses. There's a lot of businesses out there that could use the help that you could give them. People in renovation, huge market, huge market in Feng Shui. People are wanting to change their outside or their inside in so many different ways. And they definitely need your guidance with respect to how to make these changes. And I'm going to show you some examples. Lighting experts. Feng Shui is a lot about lighting an environment correctly. Lots of environments are not lit very well at all. Color consulting. One of the reasons why I really got involved with Feng Shui is because of the use of color. I was a real estate agent for a long time, and I knew that certain things really turn people on and off. So when I discovered Feng Shui, if you want to call it that, I found out that color was a big, big part of it. So getting involved with that part of things definitely is another lucrative niche. Put these two together, primarily to show you, they're not huge numbers that are on LinkedIn, but clutter experts are definitely somebody that people are looking for a lot of reasons if you decide to learn more. Stress reductions, it's a big thing in Feng Shui. We want to try to reduce the stress of our clients and therefore make them more productive, more successful, and happier. Health and wellness, you can see it's a huge market, and Feng Shui is a lot about the idea of making the inhabitants of a home or an office, any business, healthy. And there are a lot of things that we check in on, and I'll mention a few of them later. There's more. These are all potential possibilities for anybody out there that is interested in Feng Shui. Home builders, I loved getting involved with that when I was in real estate. And it is something that really, really could be very, very big for you and your business. Interior design, real estate investors, big thing. A lot of folks who really are looking for people who can help them with respect to the feng shui component. And school teachers, nurses, certainly home buyers, home sellers, home stagers. And I've brought up writers up here because you're going to find out one of the things that I'm going to talk about is that we want to be able to create a sanctuary for people, a place for somebody to get away, do their thing, be productive. And of course, there's real estate agents, a lot of people on LinkedIn. If you know anything about LinkedIn, it is a growing market. It's the fastest growing social media platform out there right now because a lot of people see this as a very serious place to be. But some more teachers, especially elementary school teachers, would find this really compelling because they go through one activity after another, and some of them are different, whether it's like writing, reading, even nap time. There's an awful lot of possibilities where feng shui can really help with the flow of that situation. I even took the time of putting together a full presentation for school teachers, and it takes into account the outside and the inside. That makes it much more positive and less threatening. Certainly, all holistic workers would be definitely candidates for you, but really anybody from the CEO of a company to their brand new hire, everybody could use some help with respect to feng shui. So let's talk about these a little bit more in depth. Office productivity, again, a huge thing nowadays. Want to make the outside to be a magnet. And a lot of storefronts, a lot of offices are not magnets. And certainly this could be a niche that you could fill. And when you start filling this niche, you find out that you actually increase productivity. And of course, they're going to be very, very pleased about that. But you also retain your best employees. Some people move around a little bit. You hire the best people because the way your place looks and is attractive. It decreases absence. Again, this sort of goes into the health part of it because feng shui is involved with bringing certain things in and taking certain things out to create better health. It decreases the absence, which of course helps the bottom line for any business. It improves the employee's attitude. Man, that's an important thing. Sadly, a lot of the offices that I walk into to try to help them look like this. You can understand, I think, that we could probably organize this a little bit better, make it more productive. To me, a lot of folks spend an awful lot of time trying to find certain things. For example, in the morning, people maybe have hidden their car keys. They spend 10 minutes every morning trying to find their car keys. Very frustrating. I love working on offices, and even the workroom can be really a big turn on for people, make them more motivated. Here's some examples. Lighting, as I mentioned earlier, is a huge thing. Lighting this facility is really important that you do it well. And if it's not done well, actually people can get headaches and not feel their best and not be as productive. So you want to get it right. You're always trying to bring in the outside. And again, I'll get into that a little bit further, but it's really an important aspect that you understand what plants can help and why. Bringing in motivating posters of the outside or of some keywords. It's another thing that we do a lot of. You can think of the teenager's bedroom. Wouldn't it be better to bring in that poster to the far right than something that is very negative? That actually is a speaker. So it brings me up to the idea that the five senses are something in Feng Shui that we talk about and use all the time. So the smell of this place, the music possibly that you're playing, all of these things play into how successful the environment is. There's a waiting room. It's okay, but it could definitely be better if you put some more color behind it. So you'd be working on waiting rooms if you decide to become a Feng Shui consultant and you want to work with businesses. Landscaping, huge niche, definitely something to look into. And in Feng Shui, certainly we take care of the front yard really, really well. And it's very important for the real estate aspect of it, but it's also important for how you come back and feel when you pull up to the drive. So making it look really special helps your psyche. And the sides actually are also very important and, of course, are often very lacking for a lot of folks. You could make this something that makes you stand out with respect to landscape. So the sides are supposed to give some protection to a house in Feng Shui. A lot of our sides of our houses do not. A lot of our sides are not useful. They can be made useful and very attractive. You can imagine looking outside these windows on the side, that it creates a feeling of happiness and joy. The backyard is hugely important. I always refer to the backyard as the mountain. We always try to get that extra support, the extra privacy, and of course, beauty. So we're using fences and walls and landscaping in a correct way really, really helps the individual's physical and mental feelings about a place. Here's a before and after. You get into renovation, you'll find out it's a very fruitful way of making a living. This place definitely needs an awful lot of help. And you're wondering, well, what am I going to do to it? But, there is so much possibilities. And again, being creative or looking at a lot of different research, you can find a lot of ways to help these folks. There's another picture of a house that could use the help, for example. And in Feng Shui, the way we get the energy up to the front doors is important. And we're doing that in this picture. Of course, we're also making it look a lot better. Color is a huge thing, as I mentioned. So adding color outside and correctly inside is a very important aspect of Feng Shui. So could definitely make a real lucrative niche out of landscape. One of the things Feng Shui is about is using things that are comforting, but interesting. And curves are something that we try to bring into play as much as possible. We try to stay away from straight lines, which are man-made. So here's an example of extending this area for somebody where we're actually making it a lot more useful and a lot more enjoyable. Here's a picture of a house that looks just fine, probably very normal to you. Again, it can be really spruced up quite a bit by adding curves, adding color in the right places. New construction. If you like helping people build homes or from one level to another, that's fantastic because this is something you could definitely get into. Lots of planning goes into this. My wife and I built 4 homes ourselves. I can tell you there's a lot of planning into it. When I was in real estate, I loved helping people in this category. Doesn't matter if you're building a custom home or using a mass builder, mistakes can happen, and it's in some cases almost impossible to change. So it's certainly a place that you can really, really put your hat down, and this is what you do. You have a rare opportunity at this point to do things. You can place the master bedroom in the best place. Yeah, there's a good place, best place, some bad places for putting the master bedroom. Why not get this right immediately? Bathroom locations can also be a problem in Feng Shui. You look at where the plumbing is and what walls. So it has an awful lot to do with the decision of furniture placement. Picking a lot is a lot more important than just, oh, yeah, it's pretty nice. You really look at it differently than anybody else. And this, again, would be something that would set you apart. So we reduce things like sharp edges, which we call poison arrows. You can work on the landscaping at this point before things are started. You can take care of decisions on color at this point. So this is a very, very strong niche also. Home offices. Boy, this is a big one now. Really big since COVID. So more and more people are working from home, either fully or partially, and getting it right can make all the difference for them. You can make them more productive, make them really enjoy work more if you get things correctly done. So home office is something that if you decide to get into Feng Shui professionally, you might really love doing this. Finding the perfect home. This is not just for real estate agents. There are real estate agents that call in Feng Shui consultants to help find the perfect home for clients that are into Feng Shui. But it's something that a real estate agent could offer. We have modules on this that really train people thoroughly. So this is something that can be very, very important to you. We have a checklist that has 16 different features that you look for. And there are many things in here that you probably have never heard of before. Here's just the first one. Certainly you want to get the ideal location, but I need you to understand that the ideal location is a lot different for somebody involved with Feng Shui and somebody that's not. We try to get everything right as much as possible. We look at everything. We look at the landscaping, we look at direction, we look where the sun is, we look at proportion. All those kind of things can really lend to being a really great place to live and to grow a family or not. So it's a great niche to be involved with to help people find the perfect home. Staging definitely could be something that you get involved with. Again, in real estate, you might be doing this yourself, but there's a lot of people that hire folks to do this kind of thing. So staging was something that I definitely did an awful lot with. And the great thing about staging with Feng Shui is it's so inexpensive to do it. I even have a module that Lisa and I give out on taking care of vacant houses. So home staging, great niche. And you can be part of the whole process and where they finally end up selling the house. A lot of folks do only this that are involved with Feng Shui, evaluating personal homes. I've evaluated from dorm rooms, apartments, all the way up to mansions. And they all have their pluses. So great niche to get involved with. But you might be surprised that we look at a lot of things that a lot of folks don't look at. For example, we look at EMF, electrical magnetic fields, and we have monitors that we walk around with. They're not terribly expensive. But some homes really have some problems with that are really hot walls, and we try to keep people away from those. So we work on the inside and the outside, make sure it gets perfect for you. A lot of folks like working with businesses, stores, their fronts, and their outsides. For example, the one on the left, as you can see, really was in trouble, and it was turned around into a really beautiful restaurant. Here's another one. You can say it's not a big deal of difference here, but they were helpful with respect to the signage. Grocery stores. There's a before and the after. The one on the left, of course, is sort of the norm. And, some people are used to that, but Don't you think you could probably make it a lot more attractive and probably even increase the buying? Same here. Normal on the left, and then the one on the right really makes people take a little longer look. It attracts their attention. One of my favorites, I love bakeries. I wish I didn't, but you look at the one on the left, I doubt they do as well in that bakery as they do on the one on the right. I think you'd agree. Some of you like the idea of possibly even doing some speaking. And the thing about speaking is that it actually, quite often, you get hired by people then in the audience. Here I am doing a CE class for Boca Raton, Florida. We had over 100 realtors there. And here I am in Kissimmee, and we had a really great turn up there also. And then here I am in Sarasota, and this was an immense crowd. So a lot of people are really interested in what Feng Shui is all about. And if you really want to get involved with the speaking part of it, it does open up a lot of possibilities for you. Universal design, a niche that maybe you've never heard of. Maybe even in your real estate you might have. But universal design has to do with creating a home that is healthy and perfect for older folks and disabled folks. Feng Shui really blends well with this. And so you can work just with senior citizens if you want to, or work with people that have some disabilities. Things like Feng Shui can really help their health. Gives them a lot more sense of security because we do take into account any way they could possibly hurt themselves. It creates more comfort. It certainly improves their mental well-being. And that's a big thing, especially for senior citizens. Very attractive to the senses. Again, it just makes them feel better. And it even strengthens their relationships. So to me, this is just a beautiful niche to be involved with if you're interested. Green building is a big thing nowadays. Feng Shui also matches up beautifully with green building. So in Feng Shui, we take the time to look at where the sun comes up and goes down, and where there might be a lot of wind and other items. So we talk about different types of landscaping and trees and stuff to create the best situation during the winter and during the summer. We like to work on this one a lot. Feng Shui has a lot to do with healthy environments. Certainly reducing clutter is one way to do it. You're going to find out that, again, we work on electrical magnetic fields and toxic chemicals with respect to how to get rid of them by using natural sources like plants. Lots of modules that we do on indoor and outdoor plants that would be very helpful, not only for your business, but for you and your loved ones. Again, poison arrows. And again, the plants and sunlight are very important for your mental and physical well-being. We like to do an awful lot of studies in our school. We give a lot of research that back up things. For example, on indoor plants. Indoor plants, the right ones at least, they reduce stress. And it helps with things like depression and anger too, if you get this right. So this might be something that you really like to get involved with. It definitely increases productivity in offices. There is a reason why most offices have some type of plants in their office. It does reduce sickness and absentee rates, and therefore helps with their bottom lines. Again, if you want to just get involved with businesses, it's a fantastic way of doing things. And it's very attractive to new job applicants. So you're really able to hire the better folks. They're going to be more interested in possibly joining. Creating a sanctuary. Boy, is this an important thing now more than ever. So this is a niche that a lot of folks only do. They create a sanctuary in the house or in a special room. So we have an awful lot of information that we give out on this. Interior design and renovation. I can tell you that Lisa does an awful lot with this and does very well financially. She enjoys it a great deal. So this is something also you might want to get involved with because we do talk about this in depth also. Interior design and renovation. So let me sort of go into closing at this point. I want you to understand that, you definitely can work this business outside if you want to. A lot of people love looking at homes. They love looking at businesses. They have no problem with getting in their car and going around. But some people would prefer to run their business actually from home. And that's one of the neat things about Feng Shui. And I guess you might say, with respect to what's happened in the last few years, we've more and more been able to do this. So if you want to, you can actually literally run it from home totally. So this business can be set up to run well into your retirement. It's something you can do and keep yourself busy into your 60s and 70s if you want to. And some of you might find this interesting that a lot of people even supplement their income for whatever they're actually doing as their current occupation. I can see this for real estate agents, for example. They're already used to looking at homes. What a great way to create a relationship with somebody. And then when they are ready to sell, you're the person they're going to think about. So we have two certification programs, and one of them is for consultants. You can see the logo on the left-hand side, Certified Intrinsic Feng Shui Professional. And we have a certification program for real estate professionals, real estate agents and home stagers called Feng Shui Real Estate Professional. If you'd like further information, there is my email. I'd love to send it to you. We don't push anybody. So if you're interested in it, we would love to send you the information and hopefully you'll call us. You take care and thanks for watching.